SwissBorg is the official partner of my channel where you can buy, sell, hold, and more importantly stake your cryptocurrencies. You can even earn yield on your stablecoins. Sign up with my link and you'll earn up to $100 worth of their native token CHSB just for depositing €50 worth of crypto. SwissBorg. Hello everybody, welcome back. Let's get started. It's a little bit of a late morning for me. I went to go see my daughter collect her award for amazing reading and writing skills, which obviously I was very proud. I'm also quite jealous with because I'm extremely dyslexic. So hopefully she's got the part of the brain that I lacked. Maybe she actually has her own plus mine that I never got. So good for her. Right, let's get started then, shall we? So we're going to start with Dixie, and Dixie's still having its pullback from yesterday, so we got a little bit of a pullback here, didn't we, from the 10 exponential, and we're trying to bounce from this, and again, this is just a daily we're looking at here, but if we just think about these two candle bodies, there you go, we're having a little bit of a bounce, just front running that Bollinger Band bottom. Now it is Friday, and you know what Fridays are like. Fridays often end with a little bit of a sell-off, especially if we've been moving up for a little bit. S&P has been going down for the most part this week, and for the last 2 days, including just for the last 2 days. It's not open yet, obviously. We'll wait for American markets to open. It moved up a little bit, and this was, I suppose, part of the edge that we had on Bitcoin yesterday. So recognizing that the rejection on the 200 exponential on the 4 hourly we're looking at here pulled us back. We got that breakout that we were anticipating, and the breakout took us back up to the 200 exponential. 1, 2, 3 rejections in a row, and we're sort of trying to curl up here, so we're going to have to, and not that I normally do this sort of thing, but because the long-term time frames are so set in stone as far as I'm concerned, and I talk about them all the time, we might as well boil these daily videos down to sort of shorter term time frame videos. And so what we'll be looking at here would be, first of all, the hourly. What's the hourly got going for it? Well, it got a pump signal generated, didn't it? So the pump signal's already in play. You'd expect that pump signal to maybe push us up to the well, we'll call it the candle body high here, which is not far from where we were yesterday to begin with, right? So obviously we've got the 200 exponential where we're getting rejected, which is effectively around this level here, where we see the rejections on this hourly, and the horizontal time frame on the 1 hourly. Can we extend that to that? Nah, not really. So long story short, we'll be looking for a move to push us up to this level. So dipping our toes just above. It's not dipping our toes, is it? It'll be, I don't know, washing our hair just above the 200 exponential on the 4 hourly. So the target is 17,350. That's what the target would be in the short term. Pump signal in play, trend lines all in the right place, moving averages all facing up in an appropriate order. So we got 250, 21, 10. They're all in the right place with a pump signal to boot. Now let's have a look at the momentum. Never got particularly overheated here. It did reach a natural top without any, well, no bearish divergence, not really. But the RSI didn't also. So actually, it's all looking quite good. We're just forming a natural consolidation on a 1 hourly. So remember, this is a crack trading chart. So if you're watching this, 7-8 hours from now, I mean, all of this analysis will have played by then, but so far it looks reasonably good, I have to say. And when I say reasonably good, it's reasonably good for a move to move us up to the tune of 1%. Come on, let's not go mad now. You guys asked for the short-term time frames. You got the short-term time frames. We are doing a Patreon live stream tonight, however. If you want to join that, we can look at whatever it is that you want. The link's in the description below. And if you want to like the video, do it now. Do it now, because apparently that's what YouTube like. They like you to like videos halfway through or towards the end. It shows retention, apparently. So help my algorithm, all right? Maybe leave a comment. That would be nice as well. My channel never got... It's stagnated, like the economy. So yeah, this is what we're looking at for the 1 hourly, and I expect that to probably happen. Now, based upon the normal sort of pullback vibes that you get on Fridays for traditional markets, doesn't always happen, but most of the time it does. And I would expect a rejection from here, to be honest. I wouldn't really be looking for continuation, in all fairness. I don't think we've got that luxury. If we look at the itchy cloud, we've got a red portion of the cloud over here, which doesn't mean anything negative. It just means until it goes green again, we don't have any more signals in play. So unfortunately, we can't use the itchy cloud to help us push any candles, any higher than what they have done on its, as far as its own indicator is concerned. Now, when it comes to momentum on the 4 hourly, we are crossing above and diverging above the 0 point. So that on the 4 hourly does give opportunity to continue on. So the 1 hourly has a reasonably clear target, 17,360 give or take, but the 4 hourly does suggest continuation of trend, but just based on momentum, and again, you know, it's not incredibly strong or anything like that, and we're kind of splitting hairs, but the odds are in the favor of the 4 hourly continuing, and a 4 hourly can take a while to play out. You know, every candle is generated on a 4 hourly closing basis, so you know, don't expect this momentum to do anything significant, you know, today or maybe even the weekend, because weekends have been pretty lame for crypto, because they are so dependent on traditional markets that they really don't know what they were doing. Last weekend actually it wasn't bullish, it was sideways to the max, which in all fairness, you know, I wouldn't say it's bullish, but it wasn't bad to see that, because it was at least nice to see that it wasn't dumping and selling off throughout the weekend in the absence of its big brothers, you know, such as Dixie and Forex and indices. So that was, yeah, I suppose that was something to hold on to, but it was not like the most amazing thing you've ever seen, but it was reassuring anyway coming into this week. So, long story short, there's nothing much more to say. The momentum on the 4 hourly does appear to be turning up. The 1 hourly wants to move up by a single percent, and that might be enough to build the base above the 200 exponential. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to get my hopes up on it. The daily yesterday. So, in candlestick language, this is a bullish engulfing candle, so it completely wiped the floor with all what the bears had achieved the previous day. So, oh no, we're going to die. Hang on a minute. No, we're not. Liquidation to the bears. So, it doesn't necessarily mean that we have to continue on with this, but it does show nice buy pressure here. It's also more or less what we were saying yesterday about breaking out from this 4 hourly descending triangle does offer a move back up to at least this 200 exponential. So we got all of that yesterday. As far as today's trading is concerned, I'm not really particularly looking to trade this right now. I think the main move has been played. What I'd like to see, not that I expect to see it, what I'd like to see moving into next week would be to build a base above this area here, which is also your 200 exponential on the 4 hourly. This is where trends start to gain strength of their own. So at the moment, the 200 exponential needs to be below us. If it's above us, it's a problem. If it's below us, we could possibly build a base for a bit more of a continued trend. But at the moment, this isn't really a trend. If you take all the noise off, yeah, it's a trend. On price action is a trend, but is it a trend with momentum to boot? I'd probably say no, not quite yet. Look, we've managed to do some little bits of trading here. Traditional markets are still the place to be when it comes to getting the edge. Traditional markets have showed us, you know, what they're capable of, and I still expect that the S&P has found its bottom around here. I still think that that is the case. But as far as pushing outside of this descending triangle at the moment, even getting above this 200 exponential, even though we're below the 10 and the 20, I'm not looking for major moves on anything like this, not today. Next week, however, it's holding up quite nicely. The Dixie still breaking down, being below its 200 exponential on the daily. So this, again, you know, being below here is not good for Dixie. This actually does offer further downside. This is the trend strengthening here on the daily, being below that. And obviously, you see the 4 hourly, we'll have that a while back. We had our death cross here, trending below all major moving averages. So things start to look like they're flipping, you know, the tables are turning, and it's not going to be a straight up move for Bitcoin. It's not going to be a straight down move for Dixie, but it does feel as though the top is in for Dixie now, and what we're going to be doing is fannying around, like I've said, in this ascending channel, really, this rising channel. What am I doing? I've lost all my... Yeah, fannying around in this channel, probably for the best part of another 3 years, which means that there might be an opportunity for a new high on Dixie at some point down the line, but until then, we're basically just going to carry on with this. And like I always say, you know, rising channels often break down more than they break out, so we would be looking for this, if anything, you know, a breakout is less likely than a breakdown. And again, this is a weekly we're looking at on a channel that's going on for 12 years, so we could be looking at something like this for, you know, that could be it. That maybe not all the way to 2029, but you see what I'm talking about. The same rinse and repeat scenario, and then hopefully we get a breakdown. I say hopefully. I don't want the Dixie to crumble. I don't want people's currencies to fade, but based on the chart and the rhythm of the chart and everything that we've speculated with central banks and whatnot, it seems most likely to be the case. Anyway, I'm going to leave it with you there. There's not much more to say. Probably going to be a pretty much a stale day for Bitcoin, really. But again, if we see closures above that 200 exponential on a 4-hourly, and we see retests of that over the coming days, then it would bode well for further upside into the $18,000 to $18,500 zone. But again, the itchy cloud is not allowed for that yet. We're just splitting hairs when it comes to momentum and price action, which again, it's not the worst thing you've ever seen on the short-term timeframes. It's also not really worth trading when we're only talking about 1% gain here. So I'll leave it with you there. Thanks for watching. Hopefully I'll see you on the live stream tonight. If not, don't worry. Have a nice weekend. Take it easy.